Hello, welcome back to Let's Supreme Ghost Thief 2X. We are up to Mission 8, the Art of Deception today. Before we get into that though, I wanted to make the announcement that we have officially, well, not fully officially yet, but we will within a few days, probably by the time this video is up, clarified and modified a couple of the rules for both regular Ghost and Supreme, where the busts that I sort of debatably accepted in the last mission in this campaign, in Down Among Dead Men, are now excused. In fact, objectives that have any kind of instant or direct impact on the environment, as long as it doesn't lead to you getting seen or heard, are excused. So anything that automatically occurs as a result of completing an objective, for example, lights going out or something else changing in the environment that is not allowed normally, as long as it's not being detected, then that is excused. So that means the last mission was Supremeable, and we actually did Supreme Ghost it. So I don't think that the clarifications that have been made would really change the approach that anybody would have to a Supreme run or a Ghost run. And that would really depend on a big change or a complete removal or addition of a rule. That isn't something that would be done. But we are sometimes setting out to clarify a few of the rules to make sure that the original intention is maintained. That's really the purpose of it. So I'm happy to announce that that actually means at least that mission was supremed. Also, I want to give a shout out to a user by name of Balash Rojar. I apologize if I mispronounced it. I tried the best I could. He uploaded a video where he took on the challenge, the Ghost challenge that I had from Blackmail, and he successfully completed that. So I'm going to link to his video in the video description of Blackmail. I think I've already done it, so I will make sure to reference that. And if anybody else has any short clips or videos of any of my Ghost challenge that you've attempted or been able to complete, then please let me know, because I do put that information in there. It's just a neat little thing for you guys to try, and I will continue to do those. Even though I don't get a lot of responses, I occasionally hear good things about them. Nobody ever complains about them, so I think I'll continue them if I can find them. So let us load up the save game from Down Among Dead Men, and we can watch the briefing for this mission.
I'm not exactly sure what this orb does, but it seems to have suddenly become very important to a lot of people. Especially me. First things first, I'll plant the orb in the smuggler's innocent little candy shop. Looks like a few of them have a sweet tooth tonight, so I may have to find another way in. Next, I'll sneak back to the Hammer Cathedral to leave a little anonymous note for Bishop Cavador. I scouted around earlier and found the secret entrance Onum was supposed to use. I can drop the note on his desk and be gone before I'm noticed. Once they discover the stolen orb, the Hammers will rip this town apart looking for Faradoc and his bunch. Even better, they'll blame the smugglers for the disappearance of Priest Onum and the others. I'd better get to work. The sooner I can get this done, the more assured I will be of revenge. I should be safe traveling through the town. The watchguards probably won't stop or question me along the way. But I can't afford to draw attention to myself, and I guess I'll have to be very careful not to be seen by any of the smugglers.
Okay, there we go. I really do like how all the missions in this campaign, I mean, literally every single mission, have had a natural progression in terms of the story. They've all linked to the Vengeance of Kadar, maybe with the exception of Mission 2, the Trials That Shape Us, which was more of a training introduction mission to our new abilities. But every single mission has at least had some references to the story. And the last ones have been just right from one to the next. This one follows logically. We've gotten the orb, and we are now using the orb for what it was meant to be used for from our point of view, which is then, of course, getting the Hammerites' help to get rid of the smugglers. So we have to find a way into the candy store known as the goodie bag that the smugglers are using for their illegal operations. Once inside the goodie bag, locate the other merchandise and hide the orb of St. Basmus amongst it. Place it inside of a container where they won't see it. In order for this plan to work, smugglers should be avoided at all costs. Do not let them see you, and do not attack them in any way. Go to the sewers and locate the secret entrance mentioned in Onum's journal to gain access to the Hammerite priest compound. Once inside the Hammerite priest quarters, find Bishop Cavador's room and leave the anonymous note that tells of the smuggler stealing the orb on his desk. You'll need to find at least 650 in loot to continue funding your quest for revenge. After you have planted the orb and left the note, return to your room and await the carnage in the morning. So that carnage will be a part of the next mission, which is Into the Fray. So I'm happy to announce that this mission can be perfect Supreme Ghosted. And last time I played it, I was not able to. But this one I can. Now, I don't really know why I wasn't able to perfect Supreme it last time. There was a piece of loot I skipped, but there was no reason to skip it. So I'll specify that. It comes up pretty late in the mission, but we should be able to get without taking any Supreme busts here. Got a couple of notes in our inventory that we will read. Nothing else that is worth buying, really. We have 2 rope arrows. As long as you have 2, you're usually good. And nothing else is really needed in this one. We have our elemental catalyst that has an extra crystal on it, even compared to the last mission. So that's what Malak's note is about. So that should be it. Start with the map. Now, this map you recognize probably from shadowing the enemy right after the train station when we trailed the smugglers through the east part of Sunnyport to the opening of the smugglers' cave. So this reuses that map, the physical map, and we can now visit all the areas of Sunnyport, not just the area to the east. So that's nice. It ties in with the previous mission, but doesn't reuse the whole map. We all are also going to see the areas around the Cathedral, which we, of course, was in Mission 6. But we can't get into that Cathedral. We can only get into the priest compound, which we were not able to get into in that mission. So several of the missions that it ties into here. But again, it does not feel out of place. It does not feel redundant in terms of the design areas of the city that has been previously used. It overlaps in a couple of locations, but not too much. So I like this mission. It's not as good as Down Among Dead Men, but it is a very, very nice and timely change-up in pace and type of mission. This is part city, part indoor mission. A couple of areas where you spend some time inside, but the rest of it is outdoors. Plus, quite a few of the guards in the streets are not reacting to us, and the civilians are also neutral. The only ones that will react to us are the Hammerites by the Cathedral, the smugglers over in the east, and then any kind of critter or animal that we might find in the sewers. So not too much. There are a couple of mechanists too. Yeah, a few. Give it a real save. Let's see. Let us read. We're not going to read the High Priest Cavador note. We'll read that once we actually put it on his desk, I think. It'll be more logical. Note from Malak. Let's read that. My shopkeeper associate sends word that you have recovered yet another precious shard found in the depths of the earth. This is good, for it means the woodsy lord is watching and guiding you in the shadows. This fire shard contains within it the power to take ordinary flame and turn it into the glowing magic of the wisp. Know that while this flame burns dim in comparison to true earth fire, it is a pure flame, and those impure creatures reborn of the pit will flee in terror in its wake. Of course, you can also use it to light the way should you become lost. So this is something that I didn't actually say and show you in the last mission, that undeads will actually turn around and walk away from the flame. But I do think that they take damage from it as well, because I believe I ended up not killing a zombie once, but it dropped to the ground and became sleeping. To augment your strength on your journey, I send to you a third shard to add to the one you have just stolen. With it, the fungus that grows so abundantly on your arrows of earth shall magically be replaced with a pouch containing the spores of mushrooms found in our true home. These spores, when inhaled by an enemy, will warp and distort his mind, making him angry and violent toward any creature on his path. Of course, if the creature is naturally timid, he may but run if he has no means to defend himself. Use it wisely. I also send a warning, young seeker. I have foreseen the wrath of the hammer. Your actions at the cathedral have left their order lusting for vengeance, and they will attack anyone they regard as suspicious. Avoid them at all times, my child. May the woodsy lord guide your way. Malak. So that proves the Hammerites will attack us. They're hostile. But this is a very, very cool addition, I think. So we can, and I'll show you this, but you can shoot the modified moss arrow. Don't remember what it's called, a fungus arrow or something like that. Will turn an enemy into hostile to everybody else around him, including us. But if we're out of his view, then he will attack, a Hammerite will attack other Hammerites, for example. And they actually end up having a little question mark on top of their head temporarily. I don't think it lasts too long. So, show you that. So here's a flash bomb. I love the little mellow tune here. Little accordion. Beautiful. So in terms of where we are located, we are in the inn now. We jumped out on the west side, and you can get into the cathedral area or the streets south of the cathedral in two ways. So that we're going to do eventually, but we're going to end, or I guess it doesn't really matter what order you do things in here, but I'm going to go over to the Smuggler's candy store first, right here. And then there is one piece of loot we have to pick up by the train depot, which actually is a little bit difficult to get to. So I'm going to move sort of northeast this way, and then tackle the east side, and then I'm going to go back and do the southern parts here later. Because out of the two entrances into the cathedral district, I want to take the westernmost. So that makes most sense, and then we will cover this area. There's no real locations here named as of now. There's a lot of locations that are named in the city streets on plaques and signs, signposts, stuff like that. So first, we can actually find a secret. If we mental up here. Here's a gas arrow. That isn't the secret, but the secret is down here. So just a hidden room. There's an EMP grenade here. Naughty Builder Nuns, Collector's Edition. And then there's a corpse and a readable. Let the death of this being be a lesson to all you other T2X mission designers. When I say work, I mean work. Avalon. Avalon was one of the creators. So nice little Easter egg reference there, I guess. lines of the quote scrolls. Okay, let's head back here. So I just wanted to get the count for that secret, basically. Not that that is super important, but... Okay. This door here is pickable, and it takes you north into the Cathedral district area. Now, I like to minimize lockpicks, as you guys know, and there's actually a second door that you also have to pick right on the other side of this. And we can avoid both of those, so I'm going to do that. See, this guy should have a purse.
Who was guard?
So he saw me or heard me or something there. Yeah, he heard me. Because when I dropped it, made noise. So yeah, it's worth 25. So we're heading east now. Following this patroller. He's a civilian, so he doesn't react to us unless he sees that we do something we're not supposed to. So the streets are pretty empty, but I think they're nice. There's an open window we can... get into. So in here is a stack of gold coins worth 60 actually. And there is a goblet worth 15 over here. And there's a readable. Londo. Here's this month's rent collection from the Leaf Dew Street Market. Picker says he'll be a bit late with the other half of his, but the rest of it is here. I'll be damned if I know how those guys at the goodie bag can afford what they're charging these days. Every time I'm in there, they try to run me off. The clerks always look like they escaped from Quagscleft, but then I catch them standing around talking about opera and books. Really weird stuff. I guess it doesn't matter as long as they come through every month. I'll take care of that roof leak at Xandra's Shoes sometime tomorrow. So I guess maybe this is the Market Master's residence or apartment or something like that. So now we're heading over to the market region. Empty area here. So yeah, this is the market in this location. There are a couple of guards there that patrol and one stationary one. They won't react to us unless we do something we're not supposed to. Let's see. Atkins Pastries and Baked Goods. The Crooked Toe Inn. Sunnyport Cakes and Muffins.
So, I don't know where.
Three Finger John Butcher.
I like rats on it. Maybe a little crunchy.
Weaponsmith Ernest and Sons. Chinks and Chains Armorer. Okay, we're gonna listen to a conversation over here. Don't think they saw me.
I don't see why we have to stand out here. It's cold.
This is where I told him to meet us. Either you want the phono recorder or you don't.
I want it. It may not be of any use to you, but I've got plenty of songs to record. I'm going to be a star.
A star. You'll be lucky if you don't get assaulted for attempting to preserve that drivel you call music.
People appreciate my songs. They speak to a whole new generation. Like this one. Girl, you know I'm blue. Ooh, 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 I love you. And if you ever leave...
Oh yeah, that one's an instant classic. How about you shut up before somebody hears you and calls out the guard?
True artists are never appreciated in their own time. Gotta get some new boots.
That's a cool conversation.
Guess I won't be using the front door.
I would've started
Yeah.
chopping off
So
There.
we have 3 patrollers here, 1 archer, 2 swordsmen, and then 1 guard for the front of the goodie bag. You can see the sign there. So this is then the gate that goes east into the smuggler area, and this is the gate that was locked and was impassable, if you remember, from shadowing the enemy. Now there's no way we can get through here. We get caught the instant we go through, so we have to find a different way in there. And I have not found a way to get to the roof here. There probably is a way, but that's certainly not intended. Valletta's Healthy Eating All-in-One Food Store. Strange blue dairy goods. And then here is a... I was thinking you maybe could fasten a rope here and jump diagonally, but I couldn't mantle up on this roof because it's sloped. Pick the lock on this door. I don't think they react to anything. You know what? There is a guard in there that we want to wait for. Let's see. Here. Why did I take this job? Sunnyport. Sunnyport? Where's the sun? Dayport Wenches, Volume 32. See, we want to make sure that we don't get caught by that guard. He stops up there. Take this green vase. Worth 50, total 150. And now if we wait here, we should be able to stay concealed. Here is another pickable door. There's a lot of pickable locks in this mission. So that one we have to go with, and that's also pickable. See, in this mission, or in this in this footlocker, are 3 water arrows, and here is a flash bomb. Don't need that. Now, picking the lock on this door will take us right into the streets above the candy store. But the patrollers can't hear us. See, there are 2 of them. 2 of them usually patrol together, because they were both involved. Well, they were all 3 were involved in the same conversation, I think.
Join up with the free traders, they said. Lots of adventure, lots of excitement. All I knew I was gonna be doing is guarding these caves. I joined up with Reuben.
And there's the archer. The archer goes faster. There's a guard in here as well. There are 2 doors into the goodie bag. Here we are safe. That one too. They lead to the same area and they're both pickable, so I'm just going to open one of them. I'm just going to show you this area. So this is the area that we went through and trailed the smugglers in mission 4. A couple of things to pick up here. Not loot, but a few optional things. Not much. There's a fire arrow in this bonfire by this smuggler. And then back here, very loud, it's waves. This is a pickable footlocker with a concealment potion, actually, which is like an amped up version of invisibility potion.
What?
Okay, he doesn't have too long of a patrol. We can take this stack of gold coins.
Where'd that come from?
Worth 50 total, 200. So yeah, we only need to pick
I
one of
can't
these
wait till
locks.
I get the chance to cut
This
up
is
some
the front
tappers
door.
down here.
That is
You think
also
I'm
pickable.
new? I'm not new. Crack 'em right over the head. That's what I do.
So obviously we don't need to pick that either. Yeah, he doesn't have a long patrol. I thought his patrol was longer.
I can't wait till I get the chance to cut up some tappers down here. Do you think? I'm not new. Crack 'em right over the head. That's what I do.
Okay. Here's the basement. And this we have to pick as well. So
That chest looks like a good place to stash the orb.
that chest. Okay. So this is then the merchandise storage room in the basement. So the goodie bag isn't very big. It could maybe have been made a little bit bigger, but I think that maybe the engine had limitations. So let's put the orb in there. Close it, and that checks off one of the main objectives. Now in here, there is a rug worth 150, total 350. And there is another pickable item, a money box with a bag of spice in it, worth 40, total 390. And then there are 4 readables here. I will not read them because they are very long. They are kind of boring. No offense to the T2X makers there. But they also have no bearing on the story or Zea's story, and there are no clues, as far as I know, in any of them. I will sort of go through the pages here, so you guys can stop and read if you truly are interested. They are basically screenplays for operas, or something like that. And there was a readable that said that the smugglers did talk a little bit about operas, so maybe that is part of their smuggling business, is stealing and selling screenplays or books. Some of these names I don't even know how to pronounce. There. I guess some of them aren't too long. So there you have it. I don't know. I'm going to reload because I don't like to leave books open like that. I know that that's not a big deal, and since you can't close them, it wouldn't be a bust, but... So we took this one, right? Yes. Okay. Then we can move on, and we are now done in the goodie bag. So we're going to have to leave through the same door because we don't want to pick the lock on the other exit door.
that guard duty's not all it's cracked up to be.
We're gonna have to head up onto the roof here. Now in Old Dark, I had to use a rope arrow up on one of those supports. You can see the wooden supports there. Jump up on this roof. But in New Dark, you can just mantle up. So that makes it a little bit easier for us. There. Can climb along the edge here. There's another window here to sealed off storage room. Now this footlocker has 5 water arrows in it, if you're looking for water arrows.
Stay awake. Can't fall asleep.
Now, there is one piece of loot across from this train depot, but we cannot use the streets to get over there because the front door guard will see us. We have to move this direction then. We are now in this corner. In order to get up on the roof, and this is possible to do in Old Dark too, put a rope arrow here, mantle up, and then grab the rope as you go up there. So you can hear that the sound is now turned off. That means we're in an area where we're not supposed to be, and we weren't designed to be. That's not considered engine exploits though. You can climb the roofs if you can find a feasible way up there. You can see some of the buildings are sort of cut off here, not rendered properly. So, we have to cross the same way going back, but we have to get down to the streets, of course, to get that piece of loot. So to get back up here, the only way that I've found feasible to do that is in this window frame right here. And in order to grab the rope from above, you have to sort of shoot the arrow from above first. So I don't think it would be possible to shoot this arrow from below, because then the arrow sticks down. So I think that is good. And then we can see that we actually can reach it. Because I want to make sure I test that first. If I can't reach it, then there's not much point here. Oh, I don't know if I can reach that. We'll see. Yes, we can. Okay, good. Then we can save. And drop down onto this. We're going to have to leave that rope there. Use that to ascend later. Here is ye old Smuggler's Cave that we can't get down to on this side. You can actually climb over here if you use the rooftops again. Okay, this is the area to the front of the train station, right here. Now these 2 guards here are neutral. They do not react to anything we do. So we can walk right up to them. Now, there's a gas arrow up top here. So that is actually my ghost challenge for this mission, is for you guys to be able to get that gas arrow without triggering this guard to become hostile, because obviously if you use weapons, you will turn in neutral guards that see you into hostile guards. So get that gas arrow without busting Supreme. Not even a first alert. Let's read these 2. Got a sweet tooth? Come and visit the goodie bag candy store. Our candy is pure art. The spice of life. Guaranteed sugar fix for all ages. And this one I think we read already, but let's read it again. Welcome to Sunnyport. Please take your time wandering our pristine streets and pause a moment to reflect upon the exquisite fragrances that waft from the market. Enjoy the fine foods and delightful shops as you bask in the bright sunshine. Did you know that Sunnyport used to be home to wily smugglers? Though the smugglers left long ago, the historic ye old Smuggler caves are open for tours from dawn to dusk. Be sure to visit the Lighthouse Cathedral, one of the most revered Hammerite cathedrals in the area. The exquisite architecture will leave you in breathless awe. In the mood for some shopping fun? Take a gander at the Sunnyport Market. There are a variety of shops with delightful wares, ranging from the artistic to the exotic and back again. From all of us in Sunnyport, we wish you a hearty hello, and know you'll enjoy your stay. Be sure to visit us again soon. I think that is the one we read in Shadowing the Enemy, I'm not sure. Over here you have 3 healing fruits. I think that's all you can find here. And I'm gonna head into the building right here. Have to pick the lock on that door. They will not alert to that. Okay. Here is a crumpled up piece of paper. Gale. For about 2 weeks now, I've noticed these darkly dressed, rough-looking characters coming and going on the steam rail. I don't think any of them own shops around here, and hell if I know where they go. I haven't noticed anything strange around town, like the break-ins we had last winter, but it still makes me wonder. While I'm gone, you can probably get away with closing at noon. In the off-season, the only thing people come here for is the gossip. I should have some juicy tidbits when I get back from the city. I'm hoping for a glimpse of this new Sheriff Truart, and to learn more about this Mechanist group. I even heard that this Karis person was here to see our very own brother Cavador last week. He's supposedly quite popular in the city, and Doris says his voice is rich and deep. Very romantic. I'll have lots to tell. So, in terms of the timeline here, it's obvious from the last couple of missions that this is definitely taking place before Kidnap, because Brother Cavador is not yet a Mechanist. However, since it references Sheriff Truart, it must also take place before Blackmail, because he has not been killed yet. So, somewhere in the between, we've heard references to shipping and receiving, and the First City Bank and Trust timeline. In that time period, missions 2 through 6, that would be the time that we're working with here. I'm not sure if we'll see. I'm going to reload because that readable can't stay in there. But under here, there is another locked money box that we have to pick open. That's the piece of loot we need to get to the train station area in order to get. Stack of gold coins, total 440. And that's it. See if we can jump up here then. There we go. There. Now on this end, I don't think you need a rope arrow to get back down here.
And I took a maiden down to the sea. And I was a pirate once, and something, do.
Good. Nice timing. Now, in order to pass this guy going back, I think we actually have to wait here. I believe. I don't think there's any other place you can wait.
gotta get some new boots. These boots are killing me. Ah.
There we go. Okay, then we have what we need from the smuggler area and the market. So now we can head back south and take the southern area below or south of the inn and cover that. This you can see is where we were. You can see the open window, and this takes us back to the front of the inn. This is an empty area here. Not much going on, to be honest with you. Under the staircase here is another footlocker with 3 water arrows. Empty, I believe. So I can just imagine what this type of map would have looked like in New Dark, where you would have the possibility to open up most of these homes and just make it a massive city mission. Tons of places to break in. Now here we have a door that is boarded up, but we can obviously sneak under it and pick it open. Another lockpick count. I'm not sure how many we'll get, but quite a bit. Okay. So here is an abandoned room, it looks like. I've heard rumors of bandits hiding out in the sewers. Bah, that's almost as crazy as that old Taffer Rupert who claims he saw a Burrick down there. Burricks? Bandits? Well, whatever it is, I'm going down there to prove myself to Lady MacAlpine. No longer will she just see me as a smelly fisherman. Nope. I'm going to be an adventurer. Yep, they always get the women. Big Willie the adventurer. Well, based on the state of his apartment, either he's just left it, or he was not successful. Here's a secret. With another lock to pick open, a safe. With the purse in it. Luckily, most of the lockpicks are pretty easy. So that purse was worth 50, total 490. Okay, so now we are right here, right? Yeah, this gate is not possible to open and there's nothing down there. Jump over here, there's a moss arrow in this area. So now you can see we've entered the cathedral, or the district south of the cathedral. So we are going to head right here first and listen to a conversation between 2 homeless people.
Like I told you, handouts are scarce around here in the off-season.
Sure, but I never thought I'd be eating out of trash cans.
Well, I can tell you right now, the best place for that is over behind Lighthouse Cathedral. The cook over there makes them that there exotic dishes, with noodles and fish and whatnot.
I lived in the city. The best place was the Grand Hotel. Oh, then folks threw out more than they ate. And talk about your fancy meals. They fixed up Burrick like you didn't know it was a lizard. Them rich people. They'll eat anything as long as you put sauce on it and make it so they can't pronounce the name.
Cool. Flavorful little conversation there. They don't react to us anyway. This door up here is the other end of the pickable door that I showed you right at the start, right west of the inn. This door here is pickable, and that door there takes you to the same building. So we need to pick one out of these 4 to get the piece of loot inside, and that's this one.
What he's complaining about.
There is a guard in there.
I like rat.
Seems to be heading towards this room, and he will alert to the lockpick, so we're gonna have to wait him out. He's stationed right behind the door now. All that's in here are 2 goblets. 25, 20. Over this way. Now we get to a part of the streets that has 2 patrolling Hammerites, so they are hostile. They can alert us. This is an empty dead-end alley. Box of fish, nothing else here. So I'm going to wait for them to pass. They should come from left to right here. This guard is not hostile. Okay. Let's go this way then, because now we're following them, so they won't catch up with us. Yeah, here they are. So another guard. Neutral. And now we get to the gate that leads up to the homeless people. That gate is not possible to open. Here is a toolbox, and in that is a concealment potion. We're actually going to take that potion. For a very specific reason. We're not going to use it, because that would be against Supreme rules. Well, we're going to use it, but in a different way. Let's head around this way now. There are the Hammerites. There is an archer, and there is a normal guard. Okay. I was just testing something because when you are spotted by neutral guards and then you use a weapon, they will turn hostile. But I didn't know if you had to be in their view when you used it in order for them to do that. And apparently you do, so this is pretty safe here. In this room, you can mantle through here, but you don't need to, is a flash bomb. That guard has a healing potion. That's the second out of 2 pickpockets. I actually missed that one on my first playthrough. I had to update that on my lists this time. Okay. Over here you have 2 moss arrows. And over here are 2 gas arrows. It's actually a little bit of a challenge to take those gas arrows. You can use an ice flow with the elemental crystal for instead of water arrows, it turns into ice arrows and jump onto that. But it would be a little challenge for you guys to try to get those gas arrows by a different route. So that's not a ghost challenge because you're not having any challenge not being spotted here. But getting those 2 gas arrows without using an ice flow is pretty, or an ice flake is pretty difficult actually. So give that one a shot. An unofficial challenge. Okay. Let's make a real save. How about? We haven't made any. That is not smart. I'll wait a little bit. I can't tell if they heard that or not. I don't think they did. Actually, I'm not going to need... Yeah, I'm going to go back to that save anyway. Up here you have 3 water arrows. And then you can actually take the canal. So we are now in the far west. You can actually take the canal. And get into the sewers. So this is a section of the sewers that sort of is the back way. Here's the moss arrow, and I'll show you this. It's nice to show it to you from different vantage points. Here's a spider. You can sneak by him pretty easily. He has a rat that he's munching on. But he is facing this way, so need to go slow to not trigger a first alert here. Dead end there. Here is an engine room of some sort with what looks like a Hammerite, but it's actually a Mechanist, and there's another patrolling Mechanist that's coming this way soon. This toolbox has another concealment potion, so we could have taken that one instead, but we have to return it, and that would be a lot more tedious to return than the other one, so I'm choosing that one. Then we can go back. Here. No alert there. Okay. Here is a building. One purple vase, worth 50, total 570. And here, you can jump up. I don't think you could mantle in here in Old Ark, but you can in New Dark. And in this one we have 5 water arrows, and in this one 5 broadhead arrows. But you can take them from outside the window. Oh. Yeah. Didn't I just save it? I don't... Just check. Yeah. Now we're going to listen to a rather funny conversation, or it's amusing at least.
Look, honey, a real Hammerite, like the one in your drawing book.
How dare the vile heathen! What sort of mother would allow a child to possess a book filled with crude renderings of the builder's creation? It is blasphemy.
But, sir...
Wouldst that our order shone forth in its former glory, I would have thee bound forthwith and thrown into Crag's Cleft prison, and the child taken into the Order of the Hammer, where he wouldst be reared properly.
How dare you? We're just here to see the smuggler stand, not to be preached to on the street by some pajama-wearing, overgrown religious nut. Come on, Tommy.
I'm afraid you won't find any smugglers here, O faithless one. Our magnificent order hath driven them all out.
Right. That's what you think. Okay, so now you might recognize that we are getting close to the seminary, or the cathedral, whatever you want to talk or call it, from mission 6. Less snow now than there was back then, but still, the cathedral looks amazing from the outside. One of the prettiest views in the whole campaign, I would say. I didn't really care too much for that mission. Some of you reacted a little bit too, but I don't know. I just thought it was too easy. So these are all hostile. We're going to have to be a little bit careful here. Now this is a chance for me to show the elemental catalysts. So now we have ice arrows, we have confusion arrows, what it's called. I was completely off there.
What was that?
Let me see, can I maybe try to hit the guard at the front door?
That it was nothing but mine own imagination.
Let's try. Yeah, see?
Spare the hammer, rot the child.
See, he has a question mark on top. So everybody else reacts to him as hostile then? And then we can do that on this guy too. I don't know, I just think this is hilarious. If I wasn't ghosting, that would be my way of dealing with pretty much all enemies. It would just be hilarious to see, and it keeps you completely concealed. So there you go, now you saw that, so you can experiment with that more on your own. But I don't know, that's my favorite catalyst, or catalyst. Is it called a catalyst? What is it called? Yeah, catalyst. Crystals are each one, but together I guess they're called a catalyst. Or they're catalyzing the element. So there's nothing to do here in the streets at all. Nowhere to get in except for sewers. And there are actually 2 entrance points for the sewers. And there's one down here that takes you to a closed off section. So I'm gonna go there first. I guess there's a piece of loot down there too. Here, a very short section of the sewers. But here you have a gas arrow. You have a purse. Total $5.95. Worth 25, and then there is a crumpled up note. Curse my rotten luck. I'm writing this since it may well be that I die down here. I slipped in some muck and have injured my back very badly. I can't feel my legs. I've been calling for help for what seems like days. It's hard to say how long it's been, since time seems to stand still down here. I'm so hungry, I'm growing weak. I should never have gone looking for those bandits that are rumored to be hiding down here. I just wanted to prove myself to you, my sweets. Oh, fair Lady MacAlpine. How I wish only to see your face one last time, Big Willie. So that's the sad and unfortunate events of Big Willie the Adventurer. That must have been quite a while ago. And since his apartment is boarded up, that makes sense. Must have been at least months, or maybe even years. So the bandits that he talked about, I assume... Oops, what is this? I assume are those 2... wolves in sheep's clothing, basically. The 2 mechanists that are dressed as Hamrites, and we'll read a little bit about them not too long. I assume those are the bandits anyway. We are going to take the other sewer entrance because that will gain us entry to the Priest Hamrite compound.
It is most assuredly fair weather in the city this day.
Now, you can see that the roof has been fixed. There's no more hole in the roof. It was about time. And we cannot enter the buildings on the left here either.
Mine services are bound to the builder, where'er he should maketh me stand. Time shall
This is closed off here completely. So we're going to head down here instead. So now we're in the biggest section of the sewers. You can hear a barrack over here. Didn't want to get caught by him. Head over here first. Here is an Iron Beast. Now, one of the mechanists that are patrolling are going to come out this door, station herself a little bit here, and then go back in, and that's when we will follow her. I'm hoping that she won't be too far away. I think I hear her, so.
I give thanks for my arms, with them I make the world best rich. If there's builder, behold the work that I do for thee.
Struggled a little bit there. Let's see. Have to sneak pretty slow here not to get spotted by him. Let's see. Stack of gold coins and then 2 readables. Brother Stibbins and Sister Adstan. Thy work is holy, and should be revered as such. Even in Sunnyport doth the narrowness of the Hammerite beset the builder's children, building those who should serve him with great liberty. Make thine way secret, yet close to the grounds of Lighthouse Cathedral, the foul womb of the Hammer doctrine. Use whatever means the builder shall provide to gain knowledge of their weaknesses, for every great beast hath some frailty. Thus you shall pave the way for the teachings of Brother Karis, which will finally bring true light to the dark Sunnyport. For the glory of Karis and the builder, Bishop Billet. And I assume this is a response then to Bishop Billet. This is our 2nd month in this wretched town. The name of the place belies the terrible weather, the foul disposition of the citizens, and the poor quality of food and hygiene in the place. Nevertheless, we gladly continue in the builder's work. We hath secured a small passage in the sewers near the Hammerite Cathedral, close to what seemeth a secret entrance to a private area used only by the priests. 'Twas several days' work bringing the Iron Beast into the depths, and we didst labor greatly with each piece, then assembled it in our small hideaway to guard and protect us from unwanted intrusions. At the first, Sister Adstan and I did show our faces too much in the town, though nearly always in the areas nearby our great steam carriage. Fearing suspicion, we did secure the services of a delivery boy who delivers perishable foods to the Hammer Cathedral. He was able to give us a great deal of information about the Hammer hierarchy and many intrigues taking place within the Sunnyport Order itself. Though we hath been scarce for 10 and 2 days now, I shall wait to report our findings until we have spoken with him again, by the strength of Karis, Brother Stibbins.
I need a day off.
So that stack of gold coins there. So worth 25, total 620 is what we should have, yeah. It's not that much loot in this mission, but it's spread around quite well. Now we have to sneak by this barrack, which should not be difficult to do. Here is another door. So this entrance will take us up to the courtyard that we could also enter from the actual cathedral side. And there's only one thing of interest in here that I will show you. Or actually get it.
Didst I see that? Or did I not?
There is a pickable footlocker with an EMP grenade. But this is the much more obvious secret entrance. There are also 2 water arrows in the water here. So that completes the objective of finding or using the secret sewer entrance. So there is no other way to get in, because the gates from the courtyard that I just showed you, it can't be opened from that side. So this is the way in. So in that way, it's a pretty linear storyline. They're forcing you in this direction. Okay, here is another secret entrance that I have not found any way to open from the inside. I don't think there is any way. It would be in this room, I would assume, but I haven't noticed anything. Now, when we go through that door, this secret entrance will close. It's a scripted response. Zaya will say something, and I think at the same time this door will close. Now, there is a way for us to get out without using this passage, but it's very cumbersome, really, because we have to go through the gate that I showed you, and then we have to come back up through here and then go to close the gate from the backside. So instead, I want to prevent this door from closing, so that's why I brought the potion along. So we can drop it there, and that should block the door from opening, or from closing, rather. Now in here is a goblet, worth 15, total 635, and there is a readable, an interesting one. Compendium of Elementals, initial research by Brother Renault. There is no question that most all elementals are sentient in some sense, though why some are aggressive and others passive is not known at this time. The following is a description of the known hostile elementals. Fire Elemental. Though often summoned by practitioners of evil magics, these small fiery balls of flame take on independent action, spitting flame at any nearby living being it considers a threat. Usually found in places that have been occupied by wicked mages, the precursors were said to have utilized these elementals as guardians of secret treasure houses, but rarely are any discovered to still exist from that period. If a brother should encounter such an elemental, the builder's holy water is the best defense against its projectiles. That probably just reveals their lack of knowledge about them, because obviously it doesn't matter if you use holy water or regular water, their water just takes care of them. Soul elementals. Origin or cause is unknown. Much speculation abounds concerning these elementals. They were reported by several brothers who were involved in the Old Quarter quarantine years ago. One in particular, a brother named Barthold. Barthold was an old man at the time of my inquiries, and a bit flighty in his speech. He rambled on about a certain hospital run by heretics in the Old Quarter during the days of the uprising. Several brothers in his group were attacked by what were described as floating masks, which had the power to reanimate corpses. I have found no other reports of such elementals in my research, and have subsequently disregarded them as figments of an old man's imagination. So I do know that the hospital here is what we're going to visit in Mission 12, The Cure, but I don't remember much from that mission. A couple of scenes stick in my head, but I don't remember if we are encountering any soul elementals in that mission. We might, but if you guys can shed some light on that, then I will be all ears or all eyes to your comment there, but I don't remember, to be honest with you. Neither do I any of the other elementals, the storm or the wind. So storm elementals. Thought to be a legend at best, these elementals are alleged to attack victims exposed in open areas with blue and white lances of energy, much like that generated by the builder's machinery, but with more force. Additional information is needed before the existence of this elemental can be substantiated. Wind elementals. Very dangerous as they are unable to be seen. Those in the company of the victim report hearing a brief gush of wind before the victim is swept from their feet and thrown to the ground. It appears that the sudden rush of air is capable of crushing the bones of the victim, killing them instantly. Also reportedly able to be summoned by mages with the gifting for evil magics. Interesting. I guess those are the same as the air elementals that air mages can summon, right? Maybe, maybe not. Not sure. Now this is a difficult area. The priest compound is by far the most difficult place in the mission. I have found a way to deal with it fairly reasonably. Let's first trigger that door. See? There are 2 Hemorites patrolling on the bottom floor. And they have opposite patrol pattern, which is never good. So it means you'll run into them easier. I mean, it's very effective to defend the area. Man, 3rd time. For some reason I thought he took longer. Let's wait a little bit then. Oh, he's bumping into the other guard, that's why.
Sleeping or waking, the builder is there. Guards us his children. Didst I see something, or do mine eyes play me false?
Okay, so they're fairly well synchronized. Last time they were much closer. Like they bumped into each other in the doorway there. Let's trigger Zaya's Q here.
So much for the vows of poverty.
Okay. So now you saw that this tried to close. Now we can take it. And then we can open it fully again. And now if we go through, we should not have that problem. Now there are 2 different areas on opposite sides here, in the southeast and northwest, that we have to get some loot on the 1st floor. There are 2 floors. Or 3 floors, actually. Cavador's on the 3rd floor. Or, not him, but his quarters. Let's wait for the other guard to come by here, and we can move. This is a rug here in the middle, by the way. And there are 3 guards up top. I think. So there we got caught. Man.
What was that?
I think we have to wait a little bit more than...
Mine services are bound to the builder. Where'er he should maketh me stand. Time shall unravel, but yea, the builder remain true.
I'm looking up there now for that guard to go by.
Never have I seen such foul weather as in this deplorable excuse for a town.
What was that?
And then he comes. Okay, we have to be faster than that then. I think we can do that.
Allow me to take your ship, friend. Just because I'm the oldest does not mean that I should be caught.
Okay. 3 gold candlesticks in this room. I hope he doesn't alert to that door being open. Yep. Total 695, and there were 2 readables in here. And the word of the builder came to me, saying, Son of the Forge, the order of thy ways has become a dross unto me. As men gather silver, bronze, iron, lead, and tin into the midst of the furnace to blow fire on it, so shall I gather my children to test them for a time. For one who is of you, yet not of you, shall rise from the flames to be a father to the fatherless, a husband to the widow, and a son to the childless. For the sloth of the hammer doth wax great, and my anger will not be quenched, lest this one rule for a time, that those who call upon my name might remember me in their time of trial, and call to me in the day of their despair. Then I shall hear their voice, and I shall deliver them from the hands that trust in gear, and forsake the wonders of the hammer, and the simplicity of the nail. Excerpt from the Discernment of Zebul. The builder upholds all who fall, and raises up all who are bowed down. The eyes of all look expectantly to you, and you give them their work in due season. You open your hand and satisfy the desire of every man who drives the nail. Psalms of the Builder, 145:14. Okay, so I'm not sure. Yeah, if we're going to be able to do this on this round, we'll just have to see. So he turned around there for a little bit.
Sleeping or waking, the builder is there. Guards us his children. Trickster beware.
Snow and sunny port. Bah, it is most assuredly fair.
Oh, this terrible cold. Curse the trickster.
There was another alert there. Okay.
Why are they always treating their guards us his children? Trickster beware. Allow me to take you.
This is tough.
Never have I seen such foul weather as in this deplorable excuse for suncord. By the builder, the sun is surely frightened away by the greed and avarice of the
Okay, so here we are safe. That's why I wanted to get here. Getting upstairs here is going to be tough. That's the toughest thing in the mission. But we can do it. I mean, this mission can be perfect Supreme Ghosted, so kind of want to make sure that I do this right. I'd hate to see or hear somebody alerting or notice an alert here. Luckily, these doors go inwards. Bad thing about glass doors, of course, is that they can see us just as well through them, but we can't hear their alerts very easily. There are 8 gold goblets in this room. Three. 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. Total 775. That's right. Okay. So we can sort of monitor things from in here.
terrible cold. Curse the trickster. Didst I see something, or do mine eyes...
Oh, okay, okay. Can we maybe be a little bit faster here, I think? Possibly, possibly.
What was that?
So he will see that, so we have to wait for him to go a little bit into the room here.
Praise and victory. The trickster shall not step foot in his house again.
Do I dare save it there? I'll save it there and see.
Didst I see something?
So we can't go that quickly.
Never have I seen such foul weather as in this field.
Reason is that I have tested this, but I have not tested it.
In his house again.
There. I've not tested it with their current patrol pattern, because last time they were different.
Never have I seen such foul weather as in this deplorable excuse for a town.
Forge and fire chases away the stupid lash. Roof and doorway block me. Chase
Let's try that again, because I actually think we found a gap there.
Deplorable excuse for a town.
No. Let's try to sneak over there.
My brother, something here is not right. What was that rat? Hammer, anvil, forge, and fire chase away the hoofed lion.
Surely frightened
Roof
away
and
by the
doorway,
greed and
block
avarice of
me.
these beggarly shopkeepers. What was that? Perhaps I've been listening. Nothing seems to disturb me as much now.
Okay.
What? Prepare!
So there is nobody after that guy leaves.
Why are they always treating me like
That guy up there.
take your shot, just because I'm does not mean that I should be cut. Dost thou notice anything?
So that he heard, because I stepped on something there. This is a tough place to ghost. By
What's that I see over there? Must be the spirits.
So he saw that too, okay. I definitely have to go close to this pillar then.
What do I see there?
Sleeping or waking, the biller is there.
Oh, he can
Guards
probably
up his children. Tricks.
I think he can see me through the pillars.
People back home. They fail to understand the misery I must tolerate in this wretched place. Ungrateful miscreants.
There. On each step you are hidden on the innermost part, so on the northern end of each step. Because those two flames here don't reach you, but if you go up on the next step then you'll be visible. Let's make a real save there, because we are safe right here. We just have to head up the stairs to that room, to the northwest. So we have to time the guards here. This is tough. Now we don't have to go back down here, luckily, because there's a balcony you can drop down from. Nobody comes down the stairs, but they station themselves on either end. It's a little bit where we just have to sort of make a choice and go for it, kind of thing.
Aha!
Well, that was not a good time. However, Let's see now. After we get through this first area, into that room, it's easier. This is the hardest little stretch.
Snow and sun part. Bah. 'Tis most assuredly fair weather in the city this day.
Okay, now he comes over here. Okay, gonna have to wait him out too. Maybe when he goes back, there's a possibility. The guards down below is not really an issue heading upstairs, except for this one guard that goes north. Let's see. Oh. Now there's other guard.
I've seen such foul weather as in this deplorable excuse for a town.
Allow me to take your ship, brother. Just because I'm the boss does not mean that.
Let's see.
Stitched to return the builder to much praise and victory. The trickster shall not step foot in his house again.
Must be the spirits. Mine eyes do not deceive me.
Okay. There is the guard that he just walks up and down this hallway and then stops at the end of it.
What did I see there?
Snow and sun part. Bah. 'Tis most assured. What's that I see?
What side of the pillar does he come out of? I thought, yeah.
Perhaps I've been...
Can we do this?
Sun part. By the builder. The sun is surely frightened away by the greed and avarice of these big...
Because we're dark here.
Did I see that? Or did I not?
Perhaps I've been hasty. Nothing seems to disturb the builder's peace now.
We're dark here.
Never have I seen such foul weather as in this deplorable excuse for a town.
Trickster, beware. Allow me to take your ship, brother.
Okay, well then it shouldn't be too bad.
What was that?
I think we have to go right away here.
Sleeping awake back pillar is there.
They fail to understand the misery I must tolerate in this wretched place. Ungrateful miscreants.
Yeah, nobody saw us there. Should be able to go over like this then. I don't think I was aware that the left side here was... kept us hidden until we get to that lamp. And we should get darker again, hopefully. Save it there. We need to get in here. There's a piece of loot over there too.
Those people back home. They fail to never have I seen such foul weather as in this deplorable excuse for a town.
Here we should be safe. So this is a room with loot that we need to get into. Shouldn't be too bad in here. Gold candlestick and a goblet, total 815. And then we have a readable. Thus says the builder, be not afraid of the words which you have heard, of those who would seek to destroy the way of the hammer. For they have blasphemed me, and surely I shall bring calamity upon their number. I will cause them to fall by their own hand. Incline thine ear to the builder's words. Keep thy way pure before me, and I shall prove my faithfulness. For I am thy sword, and thy great reward.
Oh, this terrible cold.
There's one more piece of loot up there. Without that mage seeing us, or priest. There, the candlestick. Was worth 20.
Mine, sir. Hammerandel, where'er he should make a chase away. Time
No,
shall
10.
unravel, but yea, the builder remains chase the trickster from our dreams.
Sorry, 20. My bad. 20. There were 2 of them. So they were 20 each. 40 total. So now we have to not get spotted by this mage or this Hammerite and get that jar, and then we have the rest of this floor isn't too bad, actually. Let's try that.
Sunnyport, ha! By the builder. The sun is surely frightened away by the greed and avarice of these beggarly shopkeepers.
I'm not sure if we can get over here.
I'm getting tired of this. If I have to take matters into my own hands, not be so.
Oh, those people back home. They fail to understand the misery I must tolerate in this wretched place. Grateful miscreants.
Guess we are safe then.
Didst thou?
Just wanted to check that I actually closed the door here.
Where'er he should make a his stand. Time shall unravel, but yea,
away by the greed
builder
and avarice
remains.
of these beggarly shopkeepers.
We have to head up here. To the 3rd floor, actually. This is the door to the balcony I talked about. High Priest Cavador. Nobody comes in here.
These must be Cavador's quarters.
Yeah. So we are safe in here. This room looks a little bit different in Necro Age. I don't think that I've seen a room look that different. It looks nice. The old texture of the cabinet there clashes a little bit maybe, but okay. So here's a bottle of wine and a goblet, total $8.90, and then we have a readable. I feel as if 2 paths stretch out before me. I finally met the controversial Brother Karis. I will dare to call him brother here in my writings, for I see in his eyes and hear in his words that the same devotion to the builder that fuels my heart. As I stood shivering in the cold, for Quartermaster Samuel had yet to be found, Karis spoke of the new writings of the Master Builder, his own vision for the future of those who would follow, and a new order, which will undoubtedly surpass the glory of the Hammerites. Despite the winter air, I was enveloped in the warmth of the Builder as Karis spoke of a marine project, the Cetus Amicus, he so called it, so this is obviously from Precious Cargo, and Kidnap in Thief 2. He has been observing my career from afar and has somehow gained knowledge of my experience in such areas. I am almost suspicious that he has been reading this journal and is aware of my doubts and fears. How different from my current leaders. This man is a visionary, not bogged down in tradition and legalistic jargon, which only serve to complicate the plan of the builder. I have given no answer as of yet, for such a decision cannot be made lightly, nor with carnal concerns. I would lose many friends over such a drastic defection. Still I stand to gain so much more in the Mechanist Order. Yet another decision to make. Quartermaster Samuel's family came to claim his body today. Such a tragedy. He was a faithful brother who served our mission well. I am perplexed as to how he met his demise. Again, the Builder seems to lay obstacles in my path, issues to consider. Samuel will be hard to replace, and I have little heart to seek another quartermaster. Perhaps it shall not be my burden to bear if I forsake this calling to follow Karis. Onum has yet to return from the mausoleum, and I fear the worst. It has been now 3 weeks, and the last of our order to venture there did so less than a generation ago. Many of those brothers left the service of the Builder, their faith shaken to the core. Whether the orb will be of any aid to the failing Hammer Order, I know not, but I wish no ill toward Brother Onum. Despite his recent behavior, he is a faithful servant to the Builder and should be rewarded for his courage and tenacity in this matter. My newfound hope in the teachings of Karis give me pause concerning the orb. If Onum is successful in recovering the artifact, I will not turn it over to the Hammerites to use against Brother Karis. Better it remain in the depths of those tombs than to become a weapon in this coming battle between the Builder's children. Interesting. And then there's another readable under his couch. All must hear the words of Karis. My eyes have seen the vision of the builder's will, the breaking of the metal dawn. Why would not the builder use all manner of tool and trade to shape his people? Is the builder so small in his hand that his hand is only upon the hammer of our forebears? The builder hath created man with the ability to wield not only the mallet, but also the pen, not just the hammer, but the gear. Is the builder of lesser matter than his own children? Are we not created in his image, to follow in his ways? How creative the works of the builder appear to my eyes. He uses all manner of men and all manner of tool to accomplish his purpose. He conforms all to his will. Why then will we be ashamed to do the same? Nay, brothers, we should be ashamed if we fail to do likewise. Do not all men belong to the builder? Does not the metal and the very soil from which it comes bear the mark of his great artistry? Why then, my brothers, do we bind ourselves in the tradition of the hammer, when the builder has set no such bond upon us? Why do we shun the use of any manner of man, when the builder has seen fit to use any man to his own glorious ends? We must loose ourselves from the shackles of our past, from our narrowness and hypocrisy, and take upon the new way. I have touched the tools of the builder, gear, steam, flame, earth, hammer, and yes, the cog, but none at the exclusion of the other. We must join together the bounty of his provision to reach higher. For the sake of the builder's glory, and for the sake of his glorious calling, he has placed upon each of us. Quite a persuasive man, if I must say so. Doesn't sound half bad what he's writing. And then there's one more readable in the trash can. Note from Brother Malcolm. Brother Cavador, several mechanist heretics have been spied in downtown Sunnyport. 'Tis no secret that they control the blasphemous steam carriage the town council approved, but thus far we have kept them from venturing further into the town. I remind you also that Inquisitor Dibbler interrogated young William, the pastry boy, several weeks ago when he was caught eavesdropping on private conversation near Brother Onum's office. The Inquisitor was unable to extract any useful information from him before his treacherous throat was cut, though the boy did mention something about the ways of Karis. I fear this does not bode well, nor dare I guess the intentions of these mechanists, but will be nigh impossible to contain the wrath of our eager young acolytes against such apostates. 'Tis been many years past since that the vile smuggling ring was driven from the underbelly of this town, and thus the hammers of our zealous brothers do grow thirsty for the blood of blasphemers and heretics. Give the word, and full inquiries will be conducted upon any suspected to have mechanist sympathies. Brother at Arms Malcolm. Makes sense why this is in the trash can then. And here is his desk, and that's where we're going to put the note for Priest Cavador. That checks off that objective, and we can read it now. Bishop Cavador, this may come as a shock to you, but I have recently spent time investigating a certain tourist shop in town, the Goodie Bag, and have found it to be a front for a group of smugglers who have taken up residence in the caves and tunnels beneath Sunnyport. Though you believe yourself to have removed this threat from Sunnyport years ago, I assure you it still thrives. These thieves steal art and paintings, and I suspect they have even begun to practice slave trading. You will know that my words are true if you will but hurry to investigate the Goodie Bag this very morning, for these smugglers have acquired the Orb of St. Basmus, an artifact which I believe is of some value to your order. I know not how long they have been pillaging Hammer property, but when I found this piece in their possession, I could no longer restrain myself from reporting their criminal activities. Sincerely, a concerned citizen. Smart. Okay, now we're going to head down. There's the bathroom right across here. There's nothing there. Head down here. And here's the guard that we saw from the other side earlier. So he sometimes faces west and sometimes east when he stops. Now he unfortunately faced east, so we have to wait for his route to go one more time. There's a bedroom here right in front of us to Brother Davis. And that bedroom
Sunnyport
has a piece of loot that I ended up skipping.
The sun is surely frightened away by the greed and avarice of these beggarly shopkeepers.
Then I ended up skipping in my last run. I didn't think that it could be taken without triggering a first alert from him, but that is not true. I should be able to do this pretty easily here. Brother Davis.
Snow in Sunnyport? Bah.
'Tis most assuredly fair.
Here he is. So he walks around the room, kind of similar to the priest down below. And he stops at regular intervals. When he is positioned where we saw him when we entered the room, he does not alert to his box being picked open. But anywhere else, he alerts. But when he's at the end of a patrol and stops like that, he doesn't give a first alert. He only gives this settling remark. There. So that is worth 40, total 930. We also have a readable here. 4th day, the 3rd month. How is it that individuals can be so cruel? How can they not understand the ramifications of their small actions? And yet, surely I have made grievous errors as well, so small in my mind, so grand in their action. Have I not been of service? Have I not given everything of myself that I could? I feel nothing but cold emptiness for a hallowed leader, that he would not persecute that reprehensible baker's assistant who spiked my bread with spice is beyond comprehension. Now I must live in this with this addiction, a torment I would never have known had that damned boy not perpetrated such a foul prank, and the bishop's nephew no less, had he been the relation of anyone else. How can I place my love and trust in an institution so easily manipulated? I cannot, I will not, but my love for the builder is strong, and I will not leave his service. Wailing like a spoiled child, I hope my meeting with these new mechanists next week proves fruitful. Perhaps they can provide me with the comfort I seek. Perhaps they can aid me in recovering the wonder and burning commitment I felt all those years ago. So you see, he gave a first alert there, which means...
Spare the hammer, rot the child.
He gave a first alert initially, which means that he is not in a first alert state, which he would have been if he had alerted to the lockpicks there. So 930. That bag of goods was worth 40, or spice bag. We have 5 more pieces of loot on this floor and 2 more rooms. And then we can leave.
Spare the hammer, rot the child.
Here is a gold candlestick and a pile of coins, total 960. Not sure whose room this is. Brother Marcus. Yeah. Okay, we gotta be a little bit careful here.
Never have I seen such foul weather as in this deplorable excuse for a town.
Did I see something or don't?
Oh, those people back home. They fail to understand the misery I must tolerate in this wretched place.
Let's wait a little bit here until he passes us. How about? Bottle of wine, gold goblet. And then there's a silver candlestick on that. Door over there, or that desk. Total 1,000. That is the maximum amount of loot. See, I think we have to. That's not a first alert, by the way. Those hmms. I thought it was the first time I played it, but it's not. That's why I didn't close this door, because I wanted to sneak in here. To pass him the other way. There, nice. Let's check our inventory. So we have note from Malik we started with, lockpicks. Concealment portion we have to return, and we have max loot. So we are good, we just have to leave.
Sleeping awake, the builder is there. Guards us his children. Trickster beware.
See if we can do this. So if you drop down here, then we are safe. Over here you have 1, 2, 3 healing fruits, a moss arrow, and a gas arrow, if you such desire. Now, this is the gate that I talked about earlier. This is the intended way out because the secret entrance in the library is supposed to close. You can open it like that. But you can't close this gate from this side. So if I hadn't brought the concealment potion, we'd have to go down into the sewers, go back up through the secret entrance, come out here, closed it, and then headed home. So instead of doing that, I rather just want to go straight in and leave.
Maketh me stand. Time shall unravel, but yea, the builder remains true.
Oh. Okay.
Return the builder to much praise and victory.
Let's wait for him to come then we can leave.
In his house again.
Really hope you guys didn't notice any first alerts that I didn't notice. Always nice to get a perfect Supreme Ghost success. Especially in a mission that, at least towards the end here, is pretty difficult. There we go. Close this, and we are Supreme Clean. I hope. I always say I hope. But I will do a segmented run for this mission, so if I failed it in this run, then hopefully I'll get it there. Oh, he heard the water splash there. That too. That I didn't hear. I didn't know we actually went that far over, so you could come down the ladder and the barrack be right there. That wasn't an alert, was it? Just to be on the safe side. that wasn't. It's just idle noises that he makes. Now we just have to head back. And of course drop the concealing potion on our way. So I know that unnecessary pickups are not allowed for Supreme, but if you return them, it's not a problem. I know we can't return that to inside the box, but we can return it. That's returning it, so... I kind of wish that there would be a way to return items to inside of crates. Wait for the hemorrhoids to pass here. Guess that's the closest. Oh! Seems like there are more enemies that have spawned. I did not know that. Interesting. Okay. There's never been more than these two guys patrolling, but I guess that makes sense.
Oh, this terrible cold. Curse the trickster.
Honestly, did not know that.
Sleeping or waking, the biller is there. Dost I see?
That's interesting.
If I have to take matters into my own hands, they will not be so happy.
I doubt there's any more on this end. There we go. So that was a perfect Supreme Ghost run of the Art of Deception, Mission 8. Total time 1 hour, 3 minutes, 22 seconds. Found 1,000 loot out of 1,000. Pockets picked 1 out of 2. That was the purse. We did not take the healing potion. Locks picked 12. That's a lot for Supreme. No backstabs, no knockouts, no damage taken or healing taken. Nothing and nobody killed. No Iron Beast destroyed or disabled. We found 2 out of 4 secrets. Which 2 did we not get? I didn't know there were 4 secrets in this one. Oh yeah, you know what? That might be a mistake that was actually fixed in... there is a little DML pack, the fix that you can do, but that doesn't apply to the Necrage version. So I think there are only 2 secrets in this one. There's certainly no loot in the other secrets, and I can't remember having missed any. So I think there's only 2. 6 hours, 0 minutes, and 37 seconds total. Loot so far, 10,001. Total damage dealt 0 and received 0. Good, great. I like this mission. It's a nice change up in pace, and I like the city and indoors, and it's quite difficult in some areas, but pockets of sort of inactivity, which is a nice breakup too. Okay, so next time we're heading back to Thief 2 for Trail of Blood, so which is a mixed bag. You know, some people like it, some people hate it. I'm probably somewhere in between that, to be honest with you. So I'll see you back then. Stay safe, guys, and have a good night. Bye-bye.